is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Currently here on No Other Pod on KCSN. It's your host, Daniel Kooser, here with my good buddy Chris Wright. Chris, what's good, my man? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Got a tough road point against the defending champions, so that's always a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. It was quite the weekend for Kansas City soccer, man. We went out to the Arrowhead game, and shit was wild out there, and then left a little sad, but got to come home and watch KC Current kind of redeem themselves a little bit. A point on the road is never a bad thing. This draw thing feels new to me. I don't know if I care for it. It's different.
I don't like it. If they could just stop having those and just win, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Be great, right? But
yeah,
the rule, man. If you're on the road and you get a draw, that you should feel pretty good about it. So I'm trying to keep reminding myself that, even though this team is setting the standard really high, the bar is very high with this team. So I expect more so early in the season. It's wild.
Expect more than one goal, right?
Yeah.
This is the fewest goals we've scored in a game all year.
Yeah.
Which is really not that bad.
No, I mean, it's different. Hey, we're still scoring, right? I mean, that's something. You're still finding the net somehow. You're still getting the job done. I mean, I think the coaches and the players are very happy with this result. And so we should follow suit and be happy as well, especially with an expansion team coming into town this weekend. I'm hoping we can continue our good home form there. But we're going to get into it all, guys. A little game recap here for you. No special guest this week, but I bet we'll have another one coming pretty soon. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm getting antsy after the last one. I feel like I need to get another one going. So, dude, let's hop in, man. What do you that we were heading to Gotham. We were playing the defending champions. We kind of talked about it last week, that the only reason these people made the playoffs last year was because of us. We let them off easy. We were their last victims and let them squeeze in there and take the whole thing. So nice to go up there and I don't know. I wish we would have won, obviously, but we kind of ruined their little ring ceremony and championship celebration. Ali Krieger came out carrying the trophy and everything beforehand. I thought that was kind of neat that they had that on the feed that we could all watch. Did you see a video circulating of Ali Krieger saying "KC baby"?
I did.
You saw that?
I did. Because they asked who was going to win it if Gotham doesn't. And she said it was Kansas City. So
and then no one told her to say "KC baby." She just did it. That was her working for ESPN that day. She had her ESPN hat on, and she was no longer a Gotham person. It was pretty amazing.
That's cool. She was in the moment and showed her true colors.
When you retire, I think you do what's best for whoever you're working for, right?
Yeah.
Dude, hey, one thing about ESPN, by the way, that pissed me off this weekend, because on SportsCenter Sunday morning, they showed all of Miami's goals and not a single Sporting KC goal. Oh, yeah.
They didn't show that banger by Eric Tommy.
I mean, Eric Tommy had two bangers, really, if you're being honest. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
The one-timer. I mean,
we're not going to talk Sporting, obviously. We did that yesterday with Jimmy, but I'm mad at ESPN because they go to where the money is, right? Where the GOAT is. And I'm sick of it. I'm getting mad, so let's burn it down. So we saw the starting lineup. We knew Lola Bonta was out of this thing. We knew she was kind of battling a little injury, which sucks, man, because she's really good constant in there. She really just helps the flow of the game.
She hasn't got the attention that the rest of these players have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Goes in, clocks in, does her job, goes home. Easy enough, man. Doesn't need to do any of the flashy business. Just needs to work hard and help the team win, and that's what she's good at. So we saw Bailey Feist getting her start here, and that was cool. We don't know a lot about Bailey, so it was neat to see her in there. But other than that, man, the lineup was very unchanged from previous weeks. Claire Hutton just keeps getting these midfield minutes, and I'm not upset about it. It's pretty awesome to see a young gal get a chance like that.
Yeah, the experience that she is gaining right now is pretty invaluable, especially later on. If we make a run towards the tail end of the year, she could be a huge part of that.
Oh, 100%. Spanstra was up there again. Gabby Robinson still playing more minutes on the defense than I thought she would. we need to put some respect on Gabby's name. Because that's something to say about being in the starting lineup time after time when there's other defenders as well. So
there's 2 national team players that cannot start because of her.
It's pretty wild. I feel dumb. I feel that we kind of predicted that she wouldn't start, and yet she continues to start. And I'm like, Gabby, this is my formal apology to you. I'm sorry I did not put respect on your name, but you're doing great.
I will co-sign your formal apology.
It has to be said. And I can admit when I'm wrong. I don't know a damn thing. Chawinga and Bia up top. Kind of starting to enjoy that little combination, wouldn't you say?
That might be the best combo in all of American soccer right there.
It's quite possible, my friend. It's also a little play that Kansas City likes to do, and I think it's called the old boot and scoot, where you just boot it, and Chawinga scoots it, and she goes and gets it. Maybe you didn't see her. Maybe you didn't see her go because she's so fast. The defenders got cooked, bro. Gonna get there in a minute, by the way. But first of all, they tried this again, and Chawinga was in on goal like 6 minutes into this game, right? And she tried to fake out Cassie Miller. We forget Cassie Miller is a very capable goalkeeper, very respectable, very good, and couldn't fool her. She's like, no, I'm going to save this easily. But she was in on goal 6 minutes in. But they tried again a little later, man. And Chawinga chips Cassie Miller. She doesn't try to choose a side, just pops it right over her. Were you screaming? Because I screamed.
I was. And I thought it was interesting that on the first one, she tried to go low, right? Miller gets down pretty low pretty quickly. And she's like, okay. It's kind of like when you're a fighter, right? And you see how somebody throws a punch, you know how to counter it on the next time around. She knew Cassie was probably going to go low.
Yeah.
Just put it right over. It was beautiful. Beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, a chipped goal is not easy by any means.
No, running full speed at her pace, that's very difficult to do.
Her acceleration is phenomenal, but equally so, her deceleration is something to be applauded. Because when she chipped it, she like stopped on a dime, and I was like, okay, ACLs, I guess you're just taking the brunt of that. Like that it hurt me to watch her stop like that. But she's a world-class athlete, dude. I mean, there are now like, 3 people on our team that have 2 assists and 2 goals. Did you know this?
I did not. So that DiBernardo is the only other one.
Chawinga, Bia, and DiBernardo all have 2 goals and 2 assists on the season, which is touted as the best goal production from any players across the league. Outstanding.
And, I mean, just bigger picture. We have 12 goals, I believe, is the most of any team in the first 4 games in NWSL history.
Yeah, that's 12 goals from 9 different players, man. Most goals through the first 4 games. And that record is going to just keep going as we continue to score. There's new players that I think want to score pretty bad. I can tell that that's going to get there. We all know Izzy Rodriguez can do it. You know, I mean, she has. And then I bet there's some defenders in there, man, ready to get in there.
Just right off the gate, Dabinia.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Who's that? Cooper. Never heard of her, right? She hasn't been needed. She hasn't been around for a minute.
Yeah. But Michelle Cooper just came back. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, Haley Mace is another one who always has a good banger every now and again. She's going to want one. So,
dude, this was in the 17th minute, this first goal of ours, and only goal of ours. And I just can't stop watching the video. It's just insane, dude. I just play it on repeat. Freaking Bia just has this vision. She can just see everything, and Chawinga just doesn't have to do much here. Just turn on the jets, just beat everybody. It's a track race. And the defenders are just like, shit. You can see them kind of backtracking with no chance. It's not going to happen. Sorry, not sorry.
And Tierna Davidson and that defense essentially didn't do anything wrong. There's just nothing they could do. Like, you know, she tried to get Bia to pass a certain direction. She had her hips turned. She was doing everything right, trying to keep Chawinga on sides. But once that through pass was played, nothing they could do. It was like watching a sprint. It's like watching the Olympics when you just see like Usain Bolt go and everybody else just can't keep up.
Exactly.
It was wild. And one quick point that I found it pretty enjoyable was Bia, like bodied up Esther, like just beasted her.
Yeah.
And then just took the ball. And then
I gotta say,
took off.
yes, I was feeling pretty stupid, by the way, when I saw the starting lineup. I thought I was like, who the hell is Esther in this lineup? Like, and why are they choosing to go by a single name, like a 80-year-old woman's name? What are we doing? Well, you're one step away from Ethel at that point. And no, all due respect to
Gonzalez.
And when I heard them say Esther, I was like, okay, slightly better. Or no, sorry, Esther.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I kept thinking Esther. I was like, well, that's a choice there, pal. It's a choice.
Well, she got her payback. She got her payback
man.
later.
I keep pausing it on that moment. The defense, there's two. It's a 2-on-2 situation. And how do you fix it? What do you do to even stop this? Well, I think you got to go foul Bia. I think you got to try to slide tackle that ball.
Or
you're not the last defender.
Hold Chawinga. Just don't let her get past you. Step in front, grab hold.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're going to get yellow. It's an early yellow. But what kind of balls poor analogy when it's women's soccer. Sorry. What kind of guts do you have to just think that you're going to outplay this very fast woman coming at you? You're just like, oh, we're good. No, you should have done something. Have you watched the game? Like she's Flash, dude. She's the Flash.
I mean, even though we knew how good she was, right? Like we've seen it the first 3 games. I feel like this was a little bit of a coming out party for her because there was one singular moment where she was able to just beast a really good defensive team.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on a highlight reel for a long time. And the rest of the league are unnoticed now with her.
True. She's going to get comfortable, man. She's like, I'm scoring now. I'm no longer like helping the team score goals. I'm scoring goals. I'm helping however I can. It will be a tragedy, knock on wood, if she ever has to take some time off for like an injury or something. It will be, oh my God, we're talking tears. I could cry a few. I could squirt some. It might happen. But dude, I love having her up there, man. That's that speed that not every team has. No one else has something like that. That has to be the fastest player in NWSL, isn't it?
It has to be. That's a weapon. She is a flat out weapon. Call it whatever you will, but that's exactly.
Sometimes fast cars get a flat tire, man. And she had a little cramp later on in the game, and you could kind of see it too because she goes to pop right back up. She's like, I'm good. And then something happened and she hits the ground and you're like, oh no, that's definite hamstring cramp. Vlatko confirmed as much, so that's nice. I'm sure she's fine and ready to go for the weekend. Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
It's a might,
but it was just unfortunate. It's like, yeah, you're running some serious miles per hour out there. I think you're allowed to cramp every now and then towards the end of the game.
She has that like physical ability to just accelerate. She runs hard. She gets back. Like, I don't know what her heart rate is, but she probably, I don't know how you measure effort, right? But if you could, hers would probably be top of the team. And that's not knocking anybody, but just the amount of distance she covers, the amount of pace she goes at, like that's just incredible. And it's bound to happen, right? When you play that hard, you're bound to get some cramps.
Oh yeah, 100%. Dude, I got to talk about Franch as well. She kept this game close. There was almost a goal that like hit off the crossbar, and then she like traps it near the post, and the camera can't see it.
Directly down, essentially.
Yeah. Now the referee can't see it at all, and the camera couldn't see it, so I'm not, VAR couldn't even touch that. But if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure she kept it out. It looked good.
I think she kept it out, yeah.
But damn, if that's not, like, that's a reviewable situation. That's, like, so close, man. But there were others, man. She was making diving saves and fingertip saves and point-blank saves. Just, she's a wall. And it cannot be, and it can't go unnoticed. We have to discuss it. So.
It seems like any goal that gets scored on her is something that she almost doesn't have a chance at to begin with.
Yeah. And it was neat to see some old friends in this game, as far as, Cassie Miller. Lynn Williams was once Kansas City Current. I know you don't believe me, but she was. And I guess she never played for us. But, well, she did, right? Wasn't like one game?
Yeah, it was early. It might have been like a Challenge Cup. I can't remember. It was
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I misspoke. But who's the other one? There's someone else, right? Edmonds?
Edmonds. Yeah.
Yeah. Kristen Edmonds.
She was not in the game, but she got a ring. Saw pictures of her on social media. So happy for her.
You get a ring, man. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to get a little championship ring. We're gonna get no other pod rings made up because we're champs. Whatever we want to be. Dude, I do want to take a minute though, and if you tell me if you disagree with this, but I do want to say our Holiday Distillery toast of the match, and I'm leaning towards AD France for keeping this game what it was. Do you disagree? Should it go to a more skilled field player?
I almost think you have to go Chawinga.
You think so?
I think so. She's the only reason why we got that point. But France is the reason why we got it as well. So I'll let you. Yeah. I'll defer to you. But you could go either way.
This is our first ever Holiday Distillery double toast to the match. Chawinga get the Holiday Distillery toast of the match, and AD France with the Holiday Distillery toast of the match. Look at that. We're making history, dude. It's groundbreaking.
I'm sure they'll be proud.
Absolutely. It's there's no better honor. Folks, hang on right there. We're going to take a quick break and finish talking the rest of this game with you. Be right back.
We appreciate you supporting KC Sports Network by listening to our podcast. You have helped us become the highest-ranked Chiefs podcast network in 2022 and 2023. And don't forget about our daily Substack newsletter, the best written analysis you can find on the Chiefs straight to your inbox every day. kcsn.substack.com.
Gotta tell you, man, you wanna know where things differ here is when some people need to be told when to take a break. When you're podcasting, when you're doing radio, other people just feel it. They just know. Jimmy's got to be told. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You gotta tell me, baby. I know when we're breaking. I tell Nick, and Nick's like, "Oh shit, hell yeah!" And he breaks.
He's ready.
Is what it is. What such power we have, and we don't even realize it. Dude, so we go into the half against Gotham 1-0. I'm like, cool. Feels like we need more. Gotham's quality team, not going to get the job done this way. And I don't know what it is, man, but they came out in the second half ready to go. Gotham, that is. They were coming, and it was nervous. And sure enough, they put one away, 6 minutes into the second half, something like that?
They did. I know they made some tactical changes coming out. They made some player changes and some tactical. One thing that really stood out to me was Crystal Dunn came in. She was effective.
Yeah.
And then Emily Sonnet dropped back and played arguably her best position at the 6.
Made some adjustments.
And that kind of shut down our attack. We could not really do much after that.
That's just good management, dude. That shows that they went in at halftime and they talked about it, about what changes need to be made, and they did it. And it's I applaud that, man. That's really good.
It was really good tactical changes by their manager. So
100%. But it's, dude, the announcers were kind of wild for me. I don't know if you know this, but they said something about Lynn Williams making her Gotham debut. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he misspoke. That sounds different. And then later he corrected himself by saying her 2024 debut because she's been injured, I guess. But then talked about how it was a good pickup to get Lynn Williams in the offseason. And I'm like, I think you're talking about Crystal Dunn. Why are you saying this about Lynn Williams? She was with them last year. It was just weird, man. You kind of wonder how much people actually prep for stuff, you know?
I didn't notice that. I did not catch that. Yeah. I don't know if I was looking away or I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't catch that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That sounds wild though.
It was a thing.
If that's your job and then you're commentating to the public, you should probably know that.
Yeah. People on X were talking about it. They're like, what the hell? This is a huge fumble. Lynn Williams is not making her Gotham debut. Luckily he did fix that, but dude, we got outpossessed in this game, by the way, 60-40. But you could just tell how much more hungry they were by the amount of crosses. They had 23 to our 10. They had 8 corners to our 4. So nearly double on both those stats there. Their passing accuracy was better. Their XG was a little better. Both of ours hovered around 1, so that's good. Expected goals. They had 5 shots on goal to our 4. So overall, pretty even game. If I had to say, I'd say it was a fair result to get the 1-1. You know,
yeah, I'm with you.
But it's man, Lynn Williams is dangerous with that ball at her feet. She was getting down there, really kind of toasting some of our defenders a couple times, which was some scary moments. But we hung on, and I'm tired of getting scored on by set pieces. Can I say that? Really hate that. And I'm pretty sure no one hates it more than the people it happened to.
Yeah.
What do we...
I don't know. It's so obvious at this point. Like, everybody, if you watch women's soccer, you look at how good we've been offensively, and then immediately switch to the most glaring defensive hole we have, and that's set pieces. Vladko, after the game, said that they had a player that should have been in that spot, exactly where that was to cover that back post player. Looking at the replay, it looked like it was probably Ellie Wheeler. It looked like she ran to go to that position and then just ran into a wall, almost got picked, and just couldn't make it. And great header, by the way. You know how hard it is to head that opposite post into the back of the net from a corner?
Oh, I'm sure.
Not an easy thing. That was a very, very good header. But
the same play happened like a few minutes after that goal. They almost did it again. And the person was unmarked. And I'm like, how is that happening? How are you not marking this person? Who? And that one was that would be someone else.
That'd be Izzy.
I think it was Izzy, yeah. First one I think was Ellie, and then Izzy. And I'm like, I don't know how you're messing this. I don't know how you're not marking these people on a set piece. It's making me nervous.
But they're doing zone. They're zone defending, and I don't know if that's the right case or what they should or shouldn't be doing. Maybe it's because they don't have a ton of height on that back line.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, zone defending, though, on set pieces, I've never really liked. Now, I'm not a coach. I really don't know much about coaching at all. But it just makes more sense to you pick a person and you stick with your person. That way, if you get beat, we know you got beat. Whereas if it's zone, everyone's like, her, me, you, her.
Yeah.
One's really sure. So, I don't know. But who am I? I'm a rec soccer all-star. That's it. I don't know.
I mean, they clearly know it's a shortcoming of the team, and they're working on it. I will say this, though. There was 23 crosses and 8 corners.
Yeah. And
they defended the majority of them pretty well.
Yeah.
They just had one or almost 2 mistakes. So, I mean, I don't want to give them a ton of credit for defending it, but they did have a heavy amount of crosses they were able to successfully defend.
If this is the wildest thing we're harping on, then fine. We gotta talk about something. You know what I mean? Because everything else is kind of firing on all cylinders. So to talk about set pieces being an issue, I'm sure they'll address that this week.
Yeah, 2 young outside backs. Who knows if Hannah Gloss will ever play with Kansas City. Yeah. But I imagine if she does and she plays right back, she'll probably not have any issues, I would assume. But
it's a wild roster. We've got a pretty consistent roster, by the way. We've just been rolling with this same 11 over and over, it feels like, and it's just getting people more comfortable. I'm excited, man. Taking a look at the NWSL table, we still stand alone at the top, first place by 1 point. Within a game's reach of us is, Chicago, Washington, and North Carolina. But, dude, we're one of only 3 undefeated teams. And the other 2 are Orlando Pride. And it looks like Racing Louisville just likes to draw all their games. They're not trying to win. They just want to tie. They've got 4 draws. Can you imagine how frustrating that is?
Lord. I'm going to take a quick step back, and I'm going to jump right into the table there. It was nice to see Michelle Cooper make her debut. Coming back. It was Vladko said that she could only handle about what she played. So I don't, next game I wouldn't expect her to, unless she has to, get more minutes. But it was nice to see her back. And there's that through pass where she almost made it to the ball in time. But hopefully she gets more minutes. I think there's a big unknown there for Michelle. So hopefully she gets more minutes. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Real quick, Schadenfreude. That's a term you've used a couple times. And who is the last team in that table?
Oh boy, isn't it Portland?
It sure is.
Isn't that fun?
Feels pretty good.
It does. Now
it's early.
I can't hate on people so early, but man, that's what we do. Wild speculation. I love it. You love to see it. Oh, how the mighty have fallen right now. We're a whole 4 games in, man, and it feels like it's been way more games than that. I don't know. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, with eight teams making the playoffs, last year we clearly didn't make it, so I'm very happy with where we sit at the moment.
Oh, for sure. I think we can keep that going too, man. Expansion team Bay FC is doing way better than the Utah expansion team. Bay FC's up in 6th place with 6 points. They're looking to make a big jump, man, and come home. We got Alex Loera on that team, who scored a banger of a goal, by the way.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But we've seen her do that before. She clearly can put a boot on it and put it in the back of the net. Was it announced who got goal of the week by chance? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because I do know that Loera was on there, and so was Chawinga. So
I don't see how Chawinga wins that. I think she would have if it wasn't for that blast of a shot.
Agreed. Let's talk about is that how are you saying Chawinga or Chawinga? You don't think so hard about it. I'm trying
to think of what other people are saying in my head.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure. So I feel like this is something we should get a resolution on here.
I don't know how to find out if
I have to hear it. I have to hear it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's what they said. They said Chawinga on the broadcast, but I don't trust the broadcast at all because they're telling me Lynn Williams is making her debut. Like, what the hell? What are we feeling with Bay FC coming to town? I mean, they are playing with house money as an expansion team. Expansion teams are fun because you don't always expect much from them. You don't really know, but also they are kind of born on third base sometimes, where they are helped a little bit with an expansion draft and some money thrown their way. What do we expect from this team, man? They just beat Seattle 3-2 this past weekend. That's a great result for them, scoring 3 goals against Seattle.
Seattle's not very good either. They've lost a lot of their roster. Seems like they're struggling to build their team. It's a rebuilding year essentially for Seattle.
Yeah. Well, there was an own goal there too, I believe. Seattle had an own goal, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I really want this win because after this, we're going to have 3 road games. So,
sorry, I misspoke just now, by the way. Bay FC kicked it into their own net. So Seattle got a goal that way. That's my bad.
Gotcha.
But what were you saying?
Oh, this is our last home game for a 4-game stretch. So the next 3 games are going to be on the road. True. It's very, very winnable game. So this is the toughest opponent we're going to have in our 4-game stretch up until we play North Carolina at home, which will be absolutely terrifying because they look really good.
They do look good. They're probably itching to play us too, man.
Yeah. And they lost to Gotham. But real quick, what does that say to you that we went into San Diego and got a draw? We went into Gotham and got a draw. Both of those teams battled for the Challenge Cup or whatever that silly tournament exhibition game was at the beginning of the year. We went into their house and got draws and looked good doing it.
And then beat Portland at home, a very good team usually, and then beat Angel City at home with great players on there, man. We've beat some pretty quality teams.
And real quick, I misspoke. We didn't draw. San Diego, we won. So
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But dude, it's just all you gotta do is keep getting points, man. That's the name of the game. And I really want to spoil Bay FC's fun here because they that was their first home win. So probably real big celebrations there. They had 23 shots in that game, which they're saying is the second most shots by a team in a game this season. Wow. That's something. Loera getting a goal is probably going to help her confidence. So you got to keep an eye on her. But
Oshala was a free agent that came in. She's also very dangerous, and she had a good goal, I think, her first game. Yeah, man, they're a dangerous team. Taking a look at their expected goal difference, I feel like they've gotten a little lucky. Like, they should have not scored as many goals as they've had.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So I think if you could control those players and just not allow them to have anything easy. If you have to have Loetta beat you with a banger from the outside, so be it. But just eliminate all the easy stuff in the box.
Exactly, but also close down that outside stuff. You know what I mean? If you see her coming up on there,
You have to.
don't let her pull a Leo Messi on you or anything. Get out there and close that shit down.
Just take that shot in the side if it comes at you. Just get in front of it for sure.
We've all had ball tattoos on our rib cage or our thighs, man. Good times.
I think that was the only time I feel like I might have ever gotten a concussion, was playing in rec, and I was just running at the keeper trying to beat him to a ball, and he just blasted it, and it just went right in my face. I saw stars. I turned around, and I was like, oh, I'm good, but I was not good.
No.
It was the only time I think I've ever gotten one, but
you never told me about this.
No, yeah.
Dude,
It was that one keeper way back in the day we didn't like because he would play on every team and he was good. And he would just sub in and just play on every team we played against, and he was good, and that was frustrating.
Not really fair.
Yeah, he cleared that ball right into my face.
Dude, when I lived in Chicago for a minute, my own teammate went to just kick a ball out of bounds, went to just get it out of our box, and I'm right there, and he blasted point blank right into my nose. And I was just kind of doubled over a little bit. My wife was playing with us that game. She was in the game too. And she goes like this, dude. She makes this face. She puts her hands over her mouth. And everyone's like, dude, are you okay? Oh my gosh. I'm like, these are involuntary tears, bro. I'm not okay. I thought my nose was broken. It was out of control. Anyways, little side note there. We like to talk about our time in the field.
Prowess.
Athletic prowess. Now we're homeowners and we talk about mowing lawns and stuff.
The exciting life of getting bathroom fixtures. So.
Bro, I literally met with a landscaper this morning. I was like, yeah, so what can we do about that's where life is now. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. Take it as it comes, man.
This has to be a win at home, right? You got to get these points.
I think you have to. Bay is not very consistent. It seems like a lot of their games are just, there's no consistent theme. It's just madness.
Exactly.
Chaos, which is a lot of fun to watch. I mean, it could be very scary, but if we can take advantage of that chaos, I mean, their expected goals against, it's the third highest in the league at 7.3. And then their expected goal difference per 90, just taking a quick look at that, is negative 0.46. Oops, I'm sorry, I just spoke. Yeah, 0.67. I'm sorry. So they should not be having the success they're having. Castellanos is also a really good player for Bay.
Okay. Something pretty excellent happened, which is kind of a comparison to if a goalkeeper gives up like a PK and then he saves the PK, it's like redemption.
Right.
So this gal, Sharples, she scored an own goal on herself, but redeemed herself later by heading a goal off a corner kick. I just think that's so badass. Because you could go that whole game feeling like, man, can't believe I just blasted it into our own net. Been there, done that.
Right.
And then you score a freaking header off a corner. It's like total redemption.
Can't blame you for the loss now.
Not at all. And dude, with Loera creeping out there, you got to clear balls out of the box. We have problems with that sometimes. We don't clear stuff. But this is a different team. This is not last year's team. So I fully expect things to be different.
And it's not just the first cross that comes in. It's the second one. It's the deflection that just falls in the box somewhere. You got to get that out of there. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to dribble it out. Not to bring up the sporting side, but we saw a little something like that Jake Davis. But yeah, don't try to be. We're in no position to be cute trying to dribble out of the box.
No, I mean it's confidence, right? I mean, if they have that confidence, it's like that's cool and all, and it's great when that swagger works. But when it doesn't, which is more often than not, with some dangerous players lurking, it can really come back to bite you in the ass.
I hope we get to see Lowe come back in. I don't know the extent of her hamstring injury.
Yeah.
About half a week ago, Vlatko said that Debinha was a couple weeks out. So my guess is we might not get her back until the North Carolina game, which is her former team coming back to our house. Could be a fun storyline there.
That would be great. We're a better team with her out there, man. Although we're not half bad without her either. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say it should be an open game, right? Like we don't sit back and just bunker down defensively, especially at home. We're an attacking minded team. We're just gonna bring it. We're gonna leave it all out there. If you want a dance partner to do that with, Bay's a fun one. So
very true. Well, you're looking at a 6:30 game this Saturday. Our first night game. They've all our home games have been during the afternoon and stuff. So I'm excited for that. Is there how many? I think the question to ask is how many goals are needed to win, because we do like to score quite a bit at home.
One more than them. That's
all that matters.
I don't know. I think if you put up 3, you should win the game.
Yeah,
right? You put up 3, should win the game.
Exactly. Dude, really enjoying doing these interviews with you, like little bi-weekly situation we've had so far. Want to continue that? Do we want to talk to anyone specifically next week or anything?
I mean, I think we got to let the fans decide.
Yeah, okay.
Or whomever decide. Yeah, if there's somebody who wants to talk to, questions to ask, just let us know. For sure. We'll hit us up online or something at No Other Pod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. Anything else you want to talk about today? I don't think we talked about a couple things. It looks like we're going to have 2 more expansion teams. We already kind of knew about Boston. I don't know who the second one is. I'm kind of curious. Is there a city out there you think is deserving, or who should get an NWSL team? I'm sure there are. I saw a fun thing yesterday online, which was a Major League Baseball regional map, and how there's like the Colorado Rockies over there, and then like no other team around them. Oh yeah, I saw the same one as well. Yeah, like there's California teams over there, Kansas City over here, but that whole like mountain range area, there's just no baseball team. Pretty wild. So that being said, man, I think NWSL teams. You have the Rockies, right? We're talking professional or baseball? Let's talk professional baseball, yeah. Okay. So they got the Rockies is the only one out there, right? Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as soccer goes, you got to be looking at, shit, man, I don't know. I think like Nashville could support a team. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know if anyone's trying, right? If anyone's trying to get on the ballot. But Atlanta would support a team really well. Yeah, maybe so. That's where the U.S. training facility is going to be. Look, wake up, everyone. People are just now getting on board with women's sports and everything. This women's soccer's had this sudden surge. Caitlin Clark and all those ladies doing great things for WNBA. Real quick about Caitlin Clark, by the way. Did you see that when she got drafted by the Indiana Fever, they sold out of all her jerseys within an hour? Every size. Like, that's the catalyst that we need in women's sports. So if you're late to the party, there's still time to hop on, but it's tough. I hate people saying like, oh, it's too bad her contract's not more and whatnot. And it's like, well, I mean, that comes with people watching. I mean, that comes with people supporting. Comes with us. We have to go watch, attend, buy merchandise. I mean, it's economics 101, Dude, if you looked at like bringing a WNBA franchise to like T-Mobile Center downtown or something, I think that could do well, man. But I don't think that's even in the conversation for their expansion plans. I saw a couple, like 4 cities. Kansas City was not a part of it, which is unfortunate. seems like it's a perfect opportunity. But I don't know.
I've seen, dude, there's T-shirts out there that says like everyone watches women's sports. I don't know where those shirts come from, but I think when you look at acquiring a couple, it's very fun.
If anybody knows where to get them or wants to send us a couple, yes, that's a nice little freebie request. But if we can get some, that'd be really cool.
100%.
And real quick, do you watch any other? I'm off the rails here, but do you watch any other women's sports? Because I'm a big fan of women's MMA. For anybody out there who may or may not watch it,
Sure.
I'm not blowing up now. Like women's.
I'm not going to call it a sport, but I love women's wrestling. I love women's pro wrestling. I think they're very. That's just it's a circus act, right? They're all very talented performers and athletes in that sense. I know it's scripted and whatnot, but it's amazing, bro. Just being able to throw each other around and stuff. It's fantastic. But as far as, I don't watch a lot of basketball in general, just college sports. I'll get into NBA playoffs and whatnot. But like I said, Caitlin Clark is kind of changing the game, and I think I could become interested. So there's that.
Yeah.
She was on SNL as well this past Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always watch Saturday Night Live, and that was pretty fun.
I've never really paid much attention to the WNBA, but I absolutely will now. I don't know if it's ignorance. I don't know if it's just personalities or the excitement. I don't even know where it's broadcasted on a regular basis. I need to go check that out. But
I think Prime Video has a couple of those games, but it comes with how you're raised, to be honest, man. You watch sports with your father, essentially. A young boy is watching, KU basketball, the Chiefs, all the big hitters. And it wasn't until I became an adult, man, when I was like, I'm going to give soccer a try. And then I was like, I'm going to check out women's soccer. Like it just kind of builds, right? And it's all about in your upbringing and then what you decide to do with it later. Look at that philosophical shit.
More people need to take that approach when they grow up in a different environment.
It's tough. A lot of people talk a lot of shit, but that's why Caitlin Clark was on SNL. She was actually talking shit to Michael Che on Weekend Update and was just like, Michael, you've talked a lot of crap on women's sports. And it showed a lot of clips of him making jokes at the WNBA's expense and the college women's basketball expense. And I'm almost convinced it was like to set up this Caitlin Clark appearance, to like give it a big payoff, so
Right.
she could come on and really make fun of him and stuff for not even being a funny comedian. It was pretty good.
That's cool. And then lastly, did we talk about the She Believes Cup final? Did we talk about that, or did we?
No, we didn't talk about the final. That went to PKs, didn't it?
Yeah. Alyssa Nair, man. Legend.
Did she score one too?
Dude, she blocked one, went up there, scored one, came back and blocked another. Like that is
Like back to back to back?
Back to back. That's got to be the single most badass 3 PK sequence I've ever, and just straight face, look like a fucking killer.
That's pretty dope.
Yep. Blocked it, went up there, just blasted it in, went back, stopped another one.
I didn't get to watch live, but I did see that. And I think, did she need to take a shot? Like, it wasn't that deep into penalties yet, right?
She's just good.
She just did. She's like, I'm next. No goalkeeper does that, dude. When there's penalties, goalkeepers are like the last one to take a penalty. But she was just like, I'm going to take one.
And I think she did that in the World Cup as well. So if I remember correctly, she took a PK in the World Cup.
Yeah, that wasn't very fun. We don't talk about the World Cup, folks.
No.
Let that one go. Sad deal. But guess what? We got the coach from the World Cup, man, and things are going pretty well.
Pretty darn good.
That's who we should talk to, man. We should get Vlatko on here and give us the whole breakdown on things.
Yeah, well,
think that's possible?
You never know. Never say never.
You got to shoot it. You got to shoot the shot.
That's right.
Nice. Well, cool. Folks, thank you so much for listening to us. Or if you tuned into YouTube, thanks for looking at us. We look gorgeous. Having a great hair day today. You too, buddy.
How deep is that V going there?
How deep you want it to go? How deep you want it to go?
That's fine where it's at.
And you need to go further? We can go further. We can show the little belly button if you want.
This is a PG-13 show, sir. Like, we need to...
What? It's YouTube, bro. We can show nips. Anywho, hey,
Nick, I don't think we can show. So
Why do you gotta? Why is everyone talking about my outfits? All right, I'm a classy bitch. You don't gotta talk about what I'm wearing.
you're classy.
Solid. Glad we talked about it.
Hear that up.
Listen to me. Thank you guys. We're very happy you're here. We'll see you next week after hopefully a home victory. Very excited to get back out there. It seems like it's been too long, and it hasn't. So, hey, if you can leave us 5-star rating and review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it allows you to review us, please do. Everyone's doing it. Why aren't you? It's a cool thing to do. What are you, not cool? So in that case, we'll see you guys next week. We love you. See ya.